What's up, guys? It is I, once again, Yusuf El Saned, and welcome to another episode of the Movie Monday series created by Emily Boone. Please check her channel out. She's a really awesome YouTuber and someone I'm proud to call my friend. The link for her channel is down below in the description box. In this episode of the Movie Monday series, the topic will be my 5 favorite twist endings in movies. And guys, it's really hard for me to choose a twist ending that really stood out to me because I don't look for twist endings in movies. I just watch a movie for the story, the characters, the interaction, the themes and ideas. But when there is a twist ending that really catches me off guard and is so powerful and that it gets me thinking long after the movie's over, it's something worth to remember. Their stories are ones that I think of long after the movies are over, and this is how the list goes. At number 5, we have Roman Polanski's Repulsion. Repulsion I haven't seen in some time, and Repulsion is basically the same story as Roman Polanski's the later film The Tenant, which also starred Roman Polanski himself. In this movie we have a French actress, a veteran French actress in Catherine Deneuve, I think that's how you say her name. She plays a lady who becomes very paranoid and becomes very delusional, especially when it comes to her apartment, and she feels like she's being haunted. And as the movie progresses near the end, and this is a huge spoiler, the ending to Repulsion has Catherine Deneuve's character who kills a man, and then she gets taken, I believe, to a mental institution or possibly arrested. I haven't seen the movie in a long time, so I don't know what happened in the end, but there's one last shot of the end where it shows a picture, a family photo of Catherine's character when she was a little girl, and she's in the background and her eyes are focused on her father. That look she gives, guys, it really does haunt me because we have no clue what her father must have done to her when she was but a child. But that look alone really describes her intent to kill. He must have done something that really gave her this grudge. And whether she did kill him or not is a huge mystery. But that look alone, guys, is something that really sends shivers down my spine. There weren't any like ghosts or supernatural beings, but that look alone is truly terrifying. It really was. At number 4, we have David Fincher's Seven. And Seven I already talked about in the last episode of the Movie Monday series. You guys can check that out. But Seven is a crime thriller that focuses on 2 detectives looking for this serial killer named John Doe. When we watch a lot of these crime thrillers involving 2 detectives and how they eventually solve the mystery and the crime and who the killer is, it usually ends on a happy note. But the ending to this movie, my God, it really does show how truly insane and yet how the words of John Doe really do mean something, and it shows just how inhuman people can be. Seven ended on such a tragic yet poignant note that the ending felt perfect, and I don't know any other way the movie could have ended that really fits the story, the themes, and that makes sense, because Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman had to actually threaten the executives at the studio to quit their jobs if they didn't keep the ending that David Fincher had planned out. He and the writer who worked alongside him. The ending they originally wanted, the studio, they wanted to have Brad Pitt's character get captured by John Doe and how Morgan Freeman's character has to rescue him. That ending would have been so horrible and cliched as hell, but thank God we got this one. And even though this ending is so sad and just so heartbreaking, it's an ending which makes sense and felt perfect. It really did. At number 3, we have Robert Eggers' The Witch. I talked about The Witch many times before, but The Witch is a really powerful and very terrifying horror film that focuses on this Christian family during the 1800s or 1700s, I believe, and how Christianity at this point was taken very strictly, and how the family had been exiled because of the father, and how he had done something that was seen as sacrilegious to the community, and the family are tormented by this by what they feel to be the presence of a witch, and how they accuse their daughter of being a witch, and their daughter is Thomasin. After she lost her family, she becomes seduced by the devil, Satan himself, and she walks out into the woods late at night, and when she arrives at a bonfire which is surrounded by so many witches, they all levitate and they fly in the air, as did Thomasin. And the last look of Thomasin's face before she herself levitates and just laughs, it's a look of sadness. It's also a look of hysteria, you know. Thomasin has been the most purest of the characters, so when we see her go through this transformation as the movie goes on, especially when she's being accused by her own family of being a witch, I already felt scared and uncomfortable watching the story play out and what happens to Thomasin and her family. But that ending, guys, it didn't just caught me off guard, but it really was an ending that truly terrified me. I have not felt this terrified by a horror film in such a long time, which is why this movie, The Witch, really is the definition of a horror film, because horror films are meant to get a reaction out of you. They're meant to make you feel truly uncomfortable, and they're meant to really tackle your primal fear, and this movie does that. At number 2, we have Pascal Lugier's Martyrs. And Martyrs, I mentioned it once before, and it's a 2008 French horror film. It's one of many films in the new French wave of extremity. It's about these horror films that take violence and sexual content in movies, specifically horror films, to the extreme. And man, guys, Martyrs, along with Alain Thirier, are hailed as the king of the new French wave of extremity. And Martyrs, oh my god, I mean, I've seen this movie only once, just once. The last time I saw it was, I believe, in 2014 or 13. The reason for that's because Pascal Lugier is a fan of the torture porn in movies, specifically Hostel and Saw. I really don't like those movies at all. Pascal Lugier, however, stated in an interview when talking about Martyrs that Martyrs was the anti-Hostel film. What he meant by that was that Martyrs isn't so much about torture as it is about pain, and how much pain can you endure before you can learn something about the film and what the movie's about, because the movie is about these two girls, and one of who is Anna and the other I think is Lucy. Lucy has gone through such a traumatic experience at the beginning of the movie where she escapes from a I believe some kind of torture house or torture room, and she's all bloodied and cut, and she's a very young girl, and she was taken in an orphanage where she meets Anna, and Anna herself has suffered a traumatic experience at the hands of her parents who abused her and beat her. They have both gone through such horrible experiences when they were just kids. Lucy has been haunted by a very disfigured woman who resembles a ghoul. Lucy believes that once she gets her revenge against the people who've tormented her, she can be free of her own suffering and her own conscience. The reason why Lucy started to see this ghoul creature is because when she was young and when she escaped from her captors, she had abandoned her friend because there was nothing she could do to save her. So Lucy felt guilty about leaving her friend to be tortured for the rest of her life, and that really ate her inside. And the fact that she commits suicide because she couldn't take the pain even after she killed her captors, it really was just heartbreaking, you know. And whether you agree with her action or not, it's nothing compared to what happens later in the movie. Anna gets captured by the same people, the same organization who've been capturing young women and torturing them because their purpose is to create these women into martyrs through torture and pain and suffering. And they believe that they could learn the truth behind the afterlife. And to do that, these women have to suffer heavily. I have seen a lot of like torture movies, whether it be action movies or horror films, and a lot of times it disgusts me because it's just put there for the sake of itself and to appease these horror fans who are into these kind of torture porn. It really tore me inside, and it was so hard to watch, especially knowing that this is a character we love and care about, and Anna is the most selfless, the most good-hearted person you'll ever find. And the fact that this happened to her after what happened to Lucy, it's really tragic. And the ending after Anna got flayed, she was actually skin alive. That's what flayed is. The lady behind the organization, who's referred to only as Mademoiselle, she listens into what Anna says after she's been flayed and laid out on the table, and what Anna told her really shocked her. I believe what Mademoiselle learned from Anna was something that no one has the right to know, especially those who have not had the same suffering or endured the same pain as they have, Anna and the many women before her. It's a really powerful ending that will stick with you. Martyrs isn't so much a movie about torture as it is about pain, and if you can endure that much pain till the very end, you will truly understand what the message of Martyrs is about. We ourselves, like Anna and like her and like the many women before her, we've essentially become martyrs because of the pain we endured. The story is what really drives this movie, and it is something that I will never forget, and it's something that will stick with me till the end of my life. And finally, at number 1, we have Park Chan-wook's Old Boy. And Old Boy is a movie which I believe I reviewed in the past, but Old Boy is a story about this man named Oh Dae-soo. And Dae-soo is someone who has been neglecting his wife, and he's a drunk and a miserable failure of a man. Dae-soo wishes to see his daughter on her birthday in the beginning of the movie, and he gets captured before he could have a chance to see his daughter again. And he's being held captive in this building for, I believe, over 10 years. And throughout this time, we see him shadow boxing and doing practical exercises that includes push-ups, sit-ups, and trying to get his body to the peak of the human condition. And he eventually is set free after he was drugged by this sleep gas. And he finds himself in the outside world once again after so long. And he goes to search for the man who kidnapped him and to get his revenge. And he eventually meets this young girl named Mido. Mido is the girl who gets caught up in his quest for revenge, and she's a very sweet, shy, and somewhat awkward girl, but one I love so much. I really love her personality and just the chemistry she has with Dae-soo, and it's so cute to see them interacting with each other, especially knowing how it's just crazy and unpredictable Dae-soo is. Oh man, Dae-soo and I almost saw two parts of the same coin, you know, because we're both insane, except I have no crazy hair, but we are crazy, so that's good, I guess. Anyways, Dae-soo eventually finds the man who's responsible for his captivity, and this man is Lee Woo-jin. Lee Woo-jin is an old friend of Dae-soo, or someone he knew from high school, and he accuses Dae-soo of spreading rumors about he and his sister, who had a sexual relationship, and how he and his sister loved each other. And because of the rumors that Dae-soo had spread, Lee Woo-jin's sister commits suicide, and despite him trying to save her, Lee Woo-jin failed and she died. And throughout his life he had nothing but hatred, resentment, and just wanting revenge on Dae-soo. And when he reveals that Mido is his daughter and that he had sex with his own daughter, Dae-soo at this point lost his mind, and he goes to attack Lee Woo-jin right before his bodyguard tried to subdue him. And when his bodyguard is about to kill Dae-soo by snapping his neck, Lee Woo-jin shoots him in the head. And then Lee Woo-jin threatens Dae-soo to tell Mido that he's her father. At this point, guys, this is where the movie gets really emotional and really heart-wrenching, because we see Dae-soo as a father and as a man who destroyed the life of Lee Woo-jin and his sister, and he's begging him, he's really begging him like a friggin' dog, licking his boot and acting like a dog, wagging his tail and crying and pleading to not tell Mido, going so far as to cut his tongue. When Dae-soo cuts out his own tongue, the same tongue which he used to spread the rumors about Lee Woo-jin and his sister and their relationship. It's a very ironic ending because Lee Woo-jin asks Dae-soo right before he leaves of whether or not he can love his daughter Mido the same way he loved his sister. Right after this very disturbing, sad moment, we get one last scene where Dae-soo goes to this lady to put him on hypnosis so that he would forget who Mido was. And we see Mido coming to him in a snowfield and how she's holding Dae-soo's hand and trying to comfort him, saying to him, "I love you," and hugging him. And the last look on Dae-soo's eyes, it's at first you think he's happy, but then you see a sad look. It's almost like the hypnosis did not work, and how he still knows that Mido is his daughter, so he has to live for the rest of his life knowing that he screwed his own daughter. I really can't describe just how emotional this movie was, while also being a very over-the-top action thriller, a black comedy type film. The movie just has such emotions that it's at its heart, it's a story about two men who want revenge, and yet when you learn who the true bad guy is, it's really something that catches you off guard. And if I had to choose a twist ending that really does represent what a twist ending in movies should be, Old Boy has to be it. I can't think of any other neo-noir action thriller slash mystery drama like Old Boy. It really is the best film I've seen from South Korean cinema, and I really can't wait to see Park Chan-wook do another movie. Well guys, that's my top 5 list of favorite twist endings in movies. Please do check out the channel of both Emily Boone and Rachel Wagner, my fellow friend and YouTuber. The links for their channel is down below in the description box. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish, and do check out my gaming channel where I do Let's Play series, gaming content, all that kind of good stuff. Until next time, peace out, take care, adios amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.